Hello friends and welcome back to Digitalk. So in this session I am going to clarify your doubts on domain controller, host controller and process controller. I have posted many videos on the JBoss clustering domain and then host and process controllers, okay, but still I'm getting some questions about the difference between all these three controllers, and still I feel that there is some kind of a misunderstandings between all these concepts. So I'm creating this session specifically to clarify your doubt on all these three controllers. What is the purpose of all these controllers and how they work? Okay, so very first thing, all these concept when we talk about the domain controller, host controller, and process controller, these talk about the high availability. This is the concept of high availability, and specifically this is used when we use the clustering, or specifically we say when we have the multi-machine configuration. Now, what is multi-machine or configuration? Where we have the JBoss instances running on the multiple machines, not on a single machine for the high availability. So that if one machine get crashed, the application will be accessible from the other locations. Right. So now suppose that let us take only three machines. In practically, we can have a more than three machines in the environment, but let us talk about three only. If you have three machines where the JBoss instances are running, then how you are going to manage all these machines? If you are going for a deployment, if you are going for a configuration changes, isn't it feasible, okay, that you log into each and every machine and then follow the same steps? Is it feasible? It's not, right? So you need a centralized location, okay, from where you can do the complete end-to-end management of each and every node or each and every machine in the cluster where your JBoss instances are running from a single location. Right. So this single location from where you do the complete end-to-end management of your each and every node in the cluster in high availability configuration, this referred as the domain node. Domain node. Right. So this domain node is a centralized location from where we can manage each and every node in the cluster where we have our JBoss servers are running, where our applications are deployed. Right. And this domain node, okay, sometime it also referred as domain controller. Domain controller. Okay, so it's same. Domain controller, or when you say domain node, it is same. It is a centralized location from where you are doing the complete end-to-end management of your cluster. Right. Now, what is the use of this domain controller, host controller, and process controller, and what is the difference between them? Okay, let me explain in a very simple way. Okay, so you will get a complete understanding of all these three, what exactly it is. Now, suppose that I have four machines in my cluster, machine 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so this is my virtual machine 1, this is my virtual machine 2, this is my virtual machine 3, and this is my virtual machine 4. Right, and each and every machine we have JBoss is running, and all these machines, okay, are part of your cluster. Okay, now when we are creating this kind of a cluster for high availability, okay, we have a four machines, and in every machine I need to install my JBoss. Right, I need to install my JBoss. Now, as I said, if we have a multiple machines in our cluster, okay, so we need a centralized location from where we can do the end-to-end management, right? For each and every machine where we are going to deploy our applications for the overall deployment, configuration changes, and everything, right? Because it is not feasible for you to log into each and every machine. In the production, you may have the n number of machines. You can't just for a single deployment, just for a single configuration changes. It is not feasible for you to log into each and every machine and then do the same thing again and again in each and every machine. You need a centralized location from where you can propagate the changes, which can automatically reflected in all servers, right? So suppose we have four machines, okay, where we have installed a JBoss, then each and every machine we have a process called host controller. Host controller. And along with that, we have one more process which is called a process controller. Process controller. Sorry, not as C. Process controller. Process controller. This is a very basic thing. In each and every machine, we have installed the JBoss, and each and every machine we will have a host controller, and along with that, we have a process controller. Now, where is domain controller? Okay. Now, when we have this kind of architecture, okay, when we talk about four machines, okay, so one machine or one controller I need as a domain controller which is going to manage all other controllers in simple way. Okay, so suppose that this virtual machine me one. Okay, let I decide that this virtual machine one I am going to use as my domain controller. Okay, so this is a domain mode architecture, right? Where we have multiple machines, domain mode architecture. So I have decided virtual machine one I am going to use as my domain controller. Okay, so if it is going to as a going to use as a domain controller for me, okay, that means I want to use this machine as a centralized location for management of my rest of the machines in the cluster. Okay, so that means this machine is going to be my centralized place in my domain mode, which is going to manage each and every machine in the cluster. So this will be defined as a domain controller. So I am defining this machine as a domain controller. This must be a machine one. Okay. So now what will happen in that case? This host controller, which is running on my virtual machine one, this host controller is going to act as a domain controller. Okay. It is a host controller only. This is a host controller process only because I have decided now this is going to act as a domain controller for management of my rest machines in the cluster. So this host controller, okay, will be now act as domain controller, and this will be defined as the domain controller for me. And rest of the controller will act as, or they will define as only the host controllers only. Okay, and many times you will see this domain controller which is running on the primary machine, which is going to manage other machines, is called master. It's called master, and rest of the machines are called slaves. This is my slave one, this is my slave two, and this is my slave three. So what will happen in that case? My all the applications will be deployed and running on my rest of the machines in the cluster. Virtual machine 2, virtual machine 3, virtual machine 4. Okay, and when we do the deployment in such a way in the domain mode, what we do, we create the different server groups, right? And inside server group we have the multiple servers, server 1, server 2, and server 3, and in these servers we deploy our application. Now suppose that with the help of this domain controller I have defined a server group with the name of SG1. So this SG1 server group will be part of my each and every machine, right? SG1 here and SG1 here. This is a server group, and along in these three server groups, sorry, in one server group, okay, which is part of my domain mode, I will have the three servers: server 1 on machine VM2, server 2 on VM machine 3, and server 3 on VM machine 4. And then when I will do the deployment with the help of this domain controller, from where I can able to access my main admin console for the domain, when I will do the deployment from here, okay, this will be automatically propagated to each and every server, S1, S2, and S3. If I will do any kind of a configuration changes here, this will be automatically propagated to each and every instance which is the part of your domain mode or domain controller, like this here. So now this way, what we are doing a centralized management of your complete domain mode or each and every instance or servers from a centralized location. So that means very first thing what we have learned, domain controller is also a host controller. It's not a different thing. But only thing is that when we decide that this particular host controller is going to act as a domain controller to manage my entire domain from a centralized location, so we will not configure any server group or any server in this machine because this is going to act as a domain controller. You can do that one, but it is not recommended. And in this situation, this host controller will defined as the domain controller. This will be my domain controller in this case, right? So now hope the domain controller and host controller is clear to now what is process controller. Apart from that, we have process controller in each and every server. So this process controller is nothing but a small lightweight process which always ping your host controller. It always ping your host controller because process controller is running on each and every machine just like host controller, and it ping the host controller. And why it ping the host controller? Because it always look to make sure that your host controller is up and running in each and every host. So if any of time it found that host controller is not running, it will automatically bring it up. So it is a utility, okay, for the host controller to check the health of host controller and to start it automatically in case it found down. Okay, so let me conclude what we discuss here. Domain controller is also a kind of a host controller, or it is, in fact, it is a host controller. But when we go for our domain mode configuration in the JBoss, this host controller going to act as a domain controller to manage rest of my machine. So this host controller, we say it is a now our domain controller. What is process controller? Process controller is a lightweight process running on each and every node. It ping your host controller. If any time it is found that host controller is not running or crash due to any reasons, it automatically bring it up. This is the only work of your process controller. And for centralized management, your domain controller always talk to each and every host controller in each and every machine, right? In our case, we have seen we have 3 machines. So in each every machine, we have a host controller. Along with that, in machine, we have process controller. And then one machine going to act as a domain controller. So for centralized management, like when we are doing the deployment, we are doing any configuration changes, how it is getting propagated on each and every machine, your domain controller is talking to the host controller of each and every machine, and this host controller is now going to propagate the changes in the corresponding server which is running on each and every machine. So this is the complete end-to-end flow of your domain controller, host controller, and process controller, and the purpose of each. And now hope it is clear to you.